You can buy body armor online right now for $70, but would you trust it with your life? Today we're diving into that question right there. We're going to compare cheap body armor that you can find online to our plates here and why you would probably want to choose these instead.
Welcome back, guys. This is Patrick with Maverick Tactical.
I'm Sean.
Hey, we're all about personal protection, tactical gear, and keeping you safe, guys. You know what? The other day, I think we saw where you could actually buy body armor level 4.
I can't confirm that.
Oh, okay.
I was scrolling through Temu, and you can find some pretty cheap stuff on Temu. And I just so happened to see some body armor plates, and they were selling what pretty much looked to me like a level 4 plate for $68.
So it didn't say level 4.
It did not say level 4.
Did you say something about the guy was holding?
There was a picture of a guy holding the armor with the number 4. That's the only sign of the level of armor in there, and the weight was around 7 pounds, so I have to assume it's level 4 plate.
Gotcha.
$70 for body armor, period, though, is pretty crazy.
Yep. So, and also, I think it's funny, too, where I've seen people that have said they got 4+. I've seen 4+ and 4++. So, yeah, that's funny. But we're going to look at the comparisons today, right?
Yep. So we're going to be comparing what you can find on Temu for $68 versus, something like this, our ZM2 plate. It's a $500 plate. What the difference between the two is, why you would probably want to go with this when it comes to protecting yourself from a bullet.
And I've also seen some places will do like buy one, get one free. They'll do some, pretty good marketing strategy where they'll buy one, get one to try to get you to purchase, bump up the prices and then slash the price to get that buy one, get one free. But we do want to look at some of the things. And the number one thing I think of as we dive into this, I got a few points to look at, but the number one thing I think of is, where is it made?
100%.
Yes. When you look at plates and, ours as an example here, you're going to see here where it's made. It's made in North Carolina. That's our particular plate. Each plate should locate where it's made. If it doesn't say, and if you're on a website and looking at a level 4 plate or any of the levels as far as that goes, it should say where it's made.
Yep. If
it does not say where it's made, I can guarantee you I know where it's made. And I'm sure you know too. So that's the number one thing I think of.
100%, guys. Made in the USA, that's a number one reason why the price is going to go up. That's just end of story. It's more expensive to manufacture in the USA, and for good reason, because we have hands on it. Us personally have hands on it. It's being manufactured right here versus overseas where we don't have any control of how the manufacturing process goes.
Right, and if you do feel comfortable and your budget is low, then if that's your choice. That's what we're about. That's what capitalism is about.
Yeah.
You have your choice. But what we're saying in our opinions is that the USA made, especially ones with us, are going to be the premium and the better scenario, and they're obviously going to cost a little bit more.
Yep.
But that's the number one thing I think of. The second thing I think of is the edge-to-edge protection, the actual protection you're getting from the ceramic. With the level 4 plate, you're going to have, I don't want to get too technical with this, but basically you're going to have a polyethylene on the back for your back-based deformation and a ceramic on the front.
Yep.
That's about as basic as you can get. We could dive in even more, but that's not what this video is about.
For sure.
But basically on this particular plate, you've got the protection from, we've got a little bit of foam going around the edge for that protection against your body, and then as it goes into your carrier and cushions and all, so it's not going to break through and things of that nature. But the edge-to-edge protection is important. I have actually seen plates, and you can feel your own plates. If you take your plate and feel the edge, sometimes I've seen ceramics. This is a 10 by 12. I have seen ceramics that are actually an 8 by 10 ceramic on a 10 by 12 plate. So the ceramic face is actually, you can actually push the foam in to about 1 inch all the way around and feel that the ceramic actually is only a 8 by 10.
Yep.
in reality. So that's actually the second thing I think of on that is your protection of that ceramic
For sure,
protection.
because I mean, you could definitely cut costs for the plate manufacturing it. You cut the ceramics in a lot smaller of an area, so you know you might get level 4 protection right in here, but yeah, the whole plate might not be level 4.
Right. So if you're not made in USA and you're shrinking those ceramics, those are two ways you can get that price down.
Yep.
There's an obvious reason why a plate costs $70 or $100 or $150, whatever that price point is that I would consider low. There is an obvious reason. It's the same way with anything else that you can think of, any other product, right?
Yep.
That you can think of. There's a reason why that product costs as low as it does.
And we're using an extreme example with like Temu and stuff. Obviously, I'm sure you all guys know Temu. It's, you know, it's cheap stuff. That's kind of what you go there for. But even not on Temu, you can find some cheap plates, and this is really, it's kind of scary how many cheap plates you can find out there. And again, I wouldn't trust my life with it.
And these are just some guidelines too for you to look at as you're choosing plates. You know, we obviously like our plates because we're confident in our plates.
Yep.
But even if you choose a different brand or these are some things you need to be looking at, and you need to place these questions on the plates you're considering.
Yep.
Another huge thing that people do not understand is weight.
Oh yeah.
Weight is a big deal.
Yeah, level 4 especially. I mean, level 4s, you know, it's the highest level of protection. So inherently, it's going to be one of your more heavy body armor options. But at the end of the day, the lighter weight you can get it, the better for you as the end user. And that's, you know, the cost is going to go up because of that, because it takes more expensive materials to still be able to stop those threat levels and be lighter weight. So with this plate especially, this is our lightest weight level 4 plate. And yeah, the materials we have to use in this to make it lighter, they cost more. It's just is what it is.
So in this particular plate, Sean, our ZM2 Max plate, it weighs 5 3/4 pounds.
Yep.
You've not only got the ceramics on the face, the polyethylene in the back, but you also have a trauma pad built into the back. So you're going to feel that soft cushion on the back, so you don't have to add a trauma pad to your kit. You're already going to have that on that plate. This is an all-inclusive plate. This is going to take care of everything you need. It's going to do it at 5 3/4 pounds. Look online and see where 5 3/4 pound plates are. You're not going to find that very often, guys. You're going to find it, but you won't find it much, and they're going to be
expensive plates.
Yeah. They're going to be at least at the price point that we're at, if not more.
Yep.
So weight is huge. Level 4 plates, guys, you can find level 4 plates all day long for 8 pounds, 8-pound plates that don't have edge-to-edge protection and made somewhere else for less than $100. The next thing, curvature.
Yep.
So how does it feel on your body? You might get a flat plate. A flat plate's probably not going to feel real good against your body in a plate carrier.
Nope.
You might get a single curve. Single curve, you know, maybe that works for you.
Yep.
Again, that's something you need to go check out. That's why we have our particular store where you can physically come and try that body armor on. Maybe a single curve does work for you. We like the multi-curve, as you can see here with this plate. You're going to get not only a curve this way, but you're also going to get the curve this way. So it's going to fit your body really well. Kind of see that there. So the curvature on that plate, very important to, you want it to be, you want it to feel good. What's the word I'm looking for?
You want it to conform to your body.
Yeah.
It's going to feel good on you. And again, that is another reason why cost is more expensive. I mean, it takes more to do this. It takes more to press it like that and form it into that shape.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yep. The next important thing is test data. So the testing data on, if you're considering purchasing any type of body armor, you need to know that it has test data, that it has been tested by a legit lab. We have ours that we show online.
Yep. Element U.S. Space and Defense. We've got it tested up in Maryland. They are one of the NIJ accredited labs, so they are very legitimate. We've done this test. For level 4 testing, you have to stop one shot of the 30 caliber armor piercing round, so 30-06 M2 AP, and we have passed it here. We have this on our website you can check out. We want you to look at this testing. This is a very, very important thing to look at when you're shopping for body armor. You want to see those tests. You want to see that back face deformation is under 44. There's a lot of things you want to see on this piece of paper, and we provide it for you straight on our website, right there on the product page, so you don't have to go searching for it.
Yeah, so again, if you're looking at other websites or, going to Temu, I think Temu's got a...
Did not have any testing
no
data.
test data.
No.
Yeah, I doubt it. So, that's another thing that you need to keep in mind. That plate is 35 millimeters, right?
Yep, so 35 millimeter back face deformation.
If you watch the video, we've got a video where we broke down all of our plates that came back from testing, and we show this ZM2 and the minimal back face and the minimal damage that was done to that plate. So, just as Sean said, to officially pass the test for level 4, it's one shot. But as you can see, if you go back and look at that video where we actually have this plate here on this table showing you where it was hit, that plate could handle additional hits. It's a multi-hit capable plate. And you know what? That reminds me of another thing I didn't actually write down that segues right into that, which is a ICW plate. So that's very important too, guys, that you need to watch out for. I've seen people come in with plates into our store and they'll say, hey man, I got a level 3 or a level 4 plate here. Can you tell me more about it, or, whatever. We'll take a look at it. It ends up being a ICW, which is in conjunction with plate.
Yeah, so you'll end up having a plate that's super thin. It's basically just a piece of ceramic. So it feels thin, lightweight. You might get some marketing that calls it a level 4, but the fine print, you need to have backing behind that with other armor.
3A typically.
In conjunction with, for it to be able to actually, protect you from that level 4 threat.
Right.
So there's some stuff there that you can watch out for.
You can find an ICW plate again for probably $100, $150,
yep.
But it's just the ceramics. And so you have to have that 3A typically. I'm not telling you what other companies have exactly, but the ICW in conjunction with plate, level 4 is typically a 3A behind that ceramic plate that goes on top. So you can't just buy that plate and be standalone. All of our plates that you see online and that we talk about are all standalone plates. So you need to know that as well. When you're shopping for level 4 or any other body armor as far as that goes, you need to know that it's a standalone plate, or what you're paying for is a standalone plate. So you got that standalone capacity and the fact that it's multi-hit capable. So that's very important. NIJ Lab, you talked about that. There's 5 in the United States. We go to one of the 5.
Yep.
And then the last one we did already talk about, which was the number of hits.
We kind of talked about the number of hits. It's one hit, but ours is multi-hit capable. We use a hexagon tile array. You can kind of probably see this here. It looks, you got little hexagon shapes right here, look honeycomb almost. That allows it to be more multi-hit capable. Because if you get shot here, let's say it's only affecting these tiles right here. Whereas, if you had one solid piece of ceramic, like some body armor does have, you're risking getting shot once and the whole thing cracking, and then you're losing that multi-hit capability.
Well, you have to look at it from this aspect. A level 4 body armor, to pass the test, has to handle one shot of a 30 cal armor piercing round in the test lab. As long as it does that, it does pass. So it's possible that people are building plates just to pass that test.
Yeah.
And it's a one and done.
Yeah, there's technically nothing wrong with that.
That's correct.
We just step it up a little bit to add that multi-hit capability. Again, bringing that price point up a little higher. This is a premium option. This is what I believe you should spend the money on the most in your kit. This is the part that's going to save your life. So at the end of the day, you probably shouldn't cheap out on this piece of gear in your kit.
Well, and especially too, going back to weight, as I'm getting older, I can't handle the weight.
Yep.
I can't handle the extra poundage as I'm moving around. So the weight is huge. So
Yeah,
those are the different points, basically, where it's made, edge-to-edge protection, weight, curvature, test data, and the number of hits.
There you go. So that right there is our opinion on why a $70 Temu plate might not be the best option for you. Sticking to something a little more premium might do you a little better.
Guys, just do your due diligence. You know, check out the websites, check out the data, check out all the things that we have told you about when you're checking, you know, comparing our armor to anybody else's. Make sure you check all that information out.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That's going to end this video. If you want to see more stuff like this, let us know in the comments below. If you have any questions about anything we've talked about, let us know. We'll try and answer them the best we can. And yeah, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, tell us what your favorite plates are, what your weights are in the plates that you have. If you run our plates, kind of give us some feedback on that, some comments on that as well.
Yeah, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you later.